Hey, Regina here at Tarot and Time in Kent, Connecticut. Let's talk about August 2024. So we've got the first 4 days of August to get ourselves together, to get our major purchases done, to make any big decisions, because we're going to start into a Mercury retrograde on August 5th, and it's going to run through almost the whole month. Okay, so what this means is that Mercury, the planet of communication, was moving along. It got to 4 degrees of Virgo on Monday, August 5th, and it turns retrograde, which means that it appears to be moving backwards. Okay, in astrology, it moves backwards in degrees. So it's going to take us back in time to 21 degrees Leo. And the last time we were at 21 degrees of Leo, Mercury in the sign of Leo, is July 16th. And I know last month I messed up and I said June 16th, but I mean July 16th. Okay, so hopefully we've already got our notebooks out. Hopefully we're already paying attention to what's going on, because we know that this is not a one-time through. Okay, so we will revisit all that's been going on starting on August 5th, going back to July 16th, and then when Mercury stations direct at the end of the month, it will go back over that time period. So we're really going to be affected by this through September 11th. Okay, so it doesn't mean that we have to be afraid. It doesn't mean that we have to do anything crazy. Just plan ahead. Know that things can, there can be computer glitches, there can be delivery issues, there can be travel issues, because that's what Mercury rules. Okay, it rules pathways and roadways. It also is, Mercury is associated with the trickster. So that's why you don't want to make any impulsive, last minute, especially not well thought about decisions. Okay, because you don't want to be on the wrong end of dealing with the trickster. Okay. It also rules neural pathways in the brain. So there is a lot there about kind of going over your thoughts, what's been going on there. Also, Virgo's ruled by Mercury. So this Mercury retrograde kicks off in its own analytical sign of Virgo. Okay. Mercury is exalted. It's considered, because it rules it, it's considered to be in one of its best spots other than Gemini. And so Virgo likes to analyze and break things down and break things apart. And so this is a good time to go through your life with a fine-tooth comb, fixing any typos, fixing any mistakes. Okay, this is a great period for it. Now, we're going to go back. Mercury is going to go back into the heart-based sign of Leo. So there's some themes here about what we want, what others expect from us. Are we showing up for ourselves in our schedules? Because Virgo has a lot to do with that. And we want to reflect on our brilliance, our passion projects, and remembering to connect with that childhood joy, because that's what Leo is. It's the joy of the heart. Okay, Virgo has a lot to do with schedules, routines, habits, but when I think of Virgo, I can't help but think of like knitting. So it has a lot to do with your hobbies. Okay, so make sure that you're scheduling those. Make sure that you're putting into your life the things that bring your heart joy. Okay, this is a great Mercury retrograde to look at that. So journal, pay attention. Don't worry, just pay attention. No major purchases. Avoid signing any contracts, especially the ones that pop up out of the blue. The deal of the century. Be careful for that. Okay. So this month of August in general has some really beautiful themes. The sun, when you make a chart, if you make an astrology chart for August 1st, right? And you look, the sun is in the sign of Leo, as it always is on August 1st, the heart-based fire sign, joyful sign, childhood joy sign. Also has a lot to do with like dating kind of energy, Leo. Okay, so the sun is in the sign of Leo, and then you've got the moon in the sign of Cancer, which has a lot of themes of like mom and family and emotions, and it's watery, and it just feels so beautiful. I personally always feel like summer really, the heart of my summer is August, right? Like you're excited in the beginning, but August is when it's like the trueness of summer, to me at least. So to have August start off with the moon in this beautiful watery sign of Cancer, I think is really beautiful. Okay. Jupiter's going to be squaring Saturn all month. So there's things about like your commitments and maybe not like over committing because Jupiter overdoes everything. And so there's a lot here about your long-term standing in the world, your family, your commitments, your like it almost has like marriage energy written on it when we know there's a heck of a lot of weddings in the summer in general. So, but those may be themes that you're noticing that are coming up for you. Okay. So there's a lot of squares going on this month, but there's always going to be squares. There's lots of opportunities for trines also this month, which is smoother energy. So I just have advice for you day by day how to make the most of it. Mars and Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. So Mars, the planet of action, and Jupiter, the big planet that makes everything bigger. It's also a planet of luck and blessings, are going to be square Saturn. Rules, responsibilities, like the Lord of the Zodiac, Saturn, your career, your family, the things you have to do, your responsibilities, your calendar. Okay, it's the father of time. That's going to be square Mars and Jupiter in the sign of Taurus. So Mars is going to want to do stuff. Taurus is all the beautiful stuff, and Jupiter's along the ride to make it bigger. So just remember to have to keep some things in check, and you may just want to enjoy the simplicity of summer season, right? The swimming, the picnics, the families, all those things that don't have to break our wallet, okay? Because there's some themes of that going on too. All right, so let's start off where we left off last month, which was Monday, August 5th. And the sun and the moon will still be in the sign of Leo because we're coming down off of a Leo new moon on the 4th. And so this beautiful heart-based energy of Leo, Venus is going to be really close by the moon. So it's just got really nice vibes to it. Lots of things about relationships. The square between Mercury and Mars ends that day, so things lighten up a little bit. So really enjoy Monday the 5th, okay? Even though I know it's Mercury Retrograde, which begins at 12:56 a.m. So if you want to get up early, I know that it's in its shadow period, but if you want to get up early and finish up a few of those last things you need to buy, then do it before lunch, okay? Now, Tuesday the 6th, there's a little bit of feisty energy going on. We've got the moon and Mercury and Venus in the sign of Virgo. So 3 planets in the sign of Virgo, earth sign, analytical. It's squaring Mars, the planet of action, and Jupiter. Again, makes it bigger. So there's a lot going on. It's conjunct Saturn and Neptune. So get your schedule straight. Try not to be too nitpicky with the Virgo energy. You might have like the best idea, most efficient idea in mind, but that's not necessarily what others are going to want to do. And things are a little feisty, so don't push for it. Okay, that's Tuesday the 6th. Now, Wednesday the 7th, the moon will be in Virgo all day. It's going to have a square with Jupiter, but there is a nice trine with Uranus and Pluto. One of the squares with Venus and Uranus ends, so that kind of lightens things up. Now, Virgo energy likes to help. Virgo likes to like volunteer and help out and contribute. Okay. So lend a helping hand on Wednesday, the 7th. Maybe you just donate some stuff. Okay. Virgo loves good cleanup. So maybe you take a run through your house and get a bag ready to be donated. Okay. Now, Wednesday, the 8th is this. I have like stars all over Wednesday, the 8th as the smoothest day in a while. If you don't push for your way too hard, okay? Mars has a square with Saturn, but there's some really beautiful energy on Thursday the 8th, and the moon will move into the peacemaking sign of Libra by evening, okay? So enjoy this beautiful energy on the 8th. Now, on the 9th, you're going to want to watch your words more. We have a square going on with Mercury, planet of communication that's already retrograding in the sign of Uranus. That's like loves to break things down. It's the Tower card in tarot. And so your words can destroy things. So if you want to make sure that that's what you want, then you can decide how to speak on Friday, 8/9. Okay. So over the weekend, Saturday, you don't want to overlook your needs. Okay. There's some things about like other people's needs, your needs. Make sure you don't overlook that. Sunday, time to assess your needs versus others' needs. Repeat, observe, and analyze. Okay. So there's a lot here about making sure that you're just not always self-sacrificing yourself. And I know like there's a lot of like families getting together over this summer, especially a weekend in August. Okay. But make sure you're advocating for yourself also so that you can actually enjoy this energy of August that has so many nice, warm family vibes to it. Okay. Now, let's pull a few tarot cards for you for this week, this first week of August. And I broke out the Spellcasters Tarot deck, which isn't one I use a lot because some of the cards are really intense, but it's a favorite of mine. And we do have it in stock in Kent. So I'm going to choose 2 cards here from this deck for this first week, what advice we have for you. Yes, interesting card to start off with. It did come up reversed, which is I'm going to take into account, even though I'm not really a reversal reader. But it's the Ten of Swords, okay? But it came in like this. Now, this is all the thoughts, right? All these swords are all these thoughts, other people's opinions, thoughts of yourself, and it's really knocked him down. He looks like he's a king. He's wearing a crown, and his helpers there are checking on him. But he's really been knocked down by the conversations, by his conversation with himself. Now, what really catches my eye in this card is that he's wearing a wedding ring. If you can see that, I think is that his wedding finger? Maybe, yeah, it is. So we're talking about family, we're talking about relationships, and here's this Ten of Swords, but it came in upside down, so almost like the swords can fall out, okay? You can avoid this. You can avoid this overworked, over-talked, maybe feeling walked over, okay? But this is avoidable if you pay attention this week, okay? And your next card is the Ace of Swords. I like this version of Ace of Swords because it's fiery, and you usually think of swords as air. But it's interesting how there's a lot of spice here, and there's some good ideas showing up. And I kind of feel like it's advocating for yourself. And I love how it almost looks like these guides that were back here, these dogs, these wolves, this one almost looks like a coyote jumping over the sword. Okay. So it's time for you to stand up for yourself, to not always let yourself be walked over. Okay. But gently, and let's not burn any bridges because it's Mercury retrograde and we are going to revisit all of this. Okay. Okay. Monday, August 12th. Let's see. We have the moon still in the sign of Scorpio, the sun in the sign of Leo. It's a great day to rest and do your own thing. Okay. So I don't know why I got like sleep outside vibes. Like if you, maybe you're camping, or maybe you have a beautiful screened in porch, but this is a great energy. And on the week ahead forecast, I put a picture of a hammock in the trees. This is a great time to connect with nature. Okay. And it's also a really good time to spend some time alone, or to like almost spend time with friends, but make sure that you have alone time during it. The Scorpio moon will be opposite Uranus. Uranus rules friends, okay? And Scorpio tends to need a lot of time alone. So make sure that you get the rest, even if you're with a group of people, that you're open enough to say, hey, I just need a little bit of time alone, okay? Make sure you get that. Now, Tuesday the 13th is a pretty intense day because there's a square with Mercury and Venus, okay? The moon will move into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is so independent. They like to do their own thing a lot. So maybe just stay busy doing your thing, have fun, go on your own adventures, avoid confrontation, okay? Yeah. There's an opposition with Mars and Jupiter and Gemini. And so just just do your thing. Now, Wednesday the 14th can kind of be like an extension of that. Do your own thing, part 2. Okay. Go your own way, part 2. Thursday the 15th, it gets a little bit lighter. We have a lot of squares. Mars square Saturn. We've got Venus square Mars, Mercury square Uranus, Jupiter square Saturn. It's a lot, okay? But hey, it's summer and we want to have make the most of it that we can. Just keeping in mind that things might have a little bit of a choppy feel. Don't push. If you feel that choppiness and you feel that, just let it be for a bit, okay? There'll be easier times later, okay, to be able to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So little lighter energy on Thursday the 15th, but make sure you have your facts straight because there's a square with Neptune. And whenever we have Neptune involved, it's going to make things cloudy. So if you're like, sticking to your guns about something, make sure you know what you're talking about, okay? Friday the 16th is a great day to show appreciation to the people that you love, especially the women in your life. There's a beautiful trine with Venus and Uranus. And so I put flowers never hurt. I think I put that a lot, but you can't go wrong, and they're growing everywhere. So put some in a jar and make some friends with the women in your life. Okay, so the weekend, there's a nice trine going on with Uranus. So things can be out of the blue. And there's Capricorn moon is going to be trine Venus, and there's some Pluto energy involved. And so there can be, the Capricorn moon is conjunct Pluto, and it's trine Venus and Uranus. So there could be passion out of the blue. There can be people, old friends, people we've forgotten about that resurface back into our life. There could be love the weekend of August 17th and 18th as we're starting to make our way towards a full Aquarius blue supermoon, okay? And blue doesn't mean it's color. This is referring to the third full moon of the summer season. We had those double Capricorn ones there. And so I guess this is kind of rare because it doesn't happen again until May of 2026. So, and it's going to be a super moon, and it's Aquarius. So this is going to be an interesting time. Now let's pull a couple cards for this week and see what we've got going on the week. Oh, this one's jumping out. Okay. So the first card that's coming up is the Five of Pentacles. This is an interesting card, okay? It's almost like they can't get into that little cabin, little bungalow there. The dog's barking at them. Five of Pentacles. Maybe they couldn't find the key, or maybe they were at the wrong house, or maybe they just couldn't afford that one, right? So Five of Pentacles. 5 is a number of change. Pentacles is anything of value, okay? You're not going to win with that dog. Okay, you're locked out. There's certain things that you're just not going to be able to win with. And so you're going to have to take a look at things differently. 5, okay? This is often called the poverty mentality card. So I would, I don't know, just getting vibes all month of simple pleasures, okay? Now, your next card is kind of the opposite of simple pleasures. It's the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of the Hearth and the Home. Okay, but in some ways, I guess you could say, to me, the Queen of Pentacles is like a type of person who lived really simply most of their life. And then as they get older and retire, they actually have a lot of money from their simple choices. Here's the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so there's some themes here about money. There's some themes here about value. She's kind of looks like she's taking a nap and she's just holding on to what is hers. So I guess I would be careful about overspending, and I would keep things really simple. We started the week by saying sleep outside. Okay. So enjoy that week. Now we head into the full moon week. So remember, things are going to be extra dramatic because it's a full moon week, and this is a full Aquarius moon. And I'm always saying no one understands an Aquarius because they're unpredictable. Okay. So this is kind of unpredictable energy. Now, Monday, the 19th, let's see, the full moon will happen at 2:26 p.m., 2:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. Now, this is going to be, there's an opportunity for transformation and growth. There is, Leo is the ego, right? We have the sun in Leo across from the full moon, which is like group spirit in the sign of Aquarius, society, rebellious energy. And then the full moon is squaring its own ruling planet, Uranus. So this is really interesting. So I wrote down a few notes here, like what liberation patterns keep appearing. Are you living your truth? There's independence themes. There's breakthrough themes. Okay. You and your relationship with others, the group relationship with the group. So this could be like people at work. This could be your friends. This could be, I don't know, it feels like it's like concert vibes to it. Okay. But there's a rebellious energy here. And so a lot of need for independence, breakthrough thoughts. This could even be the time when people break up. Okay. And maybe it's for the highest and the best. Okay. There's a lot of opportunities that can just show up. There's also a lot of chaos that can just show up. And then right after the moon peaks, a few hours later, the moon will move into the sign of Pisces, which it always does after Aquarius, but it's going to make things foggy. Okay. So if you've had, like, say you had a breakup or you had an argument, and then it goes into Pisces, things are going to be foggy and delusional. So you're going to need a little bit of time till you see clearly. Okay. This is the full sturgeon moon, by the way, and it's going to be opposite Mercury, which will be in retrograde, and it will be trining Mars and Jupiter. Now, Tuesday the 20th, we have the moon still in the sign of Pisces, and there's some themes here. Well, let's see. There is a lot about, are we making time? It's not even time. It's, are we making enough downtime in our schedule for our loved ones? That means ourselves and our loved ones. Okay. So are we showing up in our relationships? There's some questions about that on Tuesday, the 20th. Emotions are very high. Keep it in mind. Wednesday, the 21st, swim in the possibilities. We have 3 planets in Pisces: Saturn, planet of responsibility; Neptune, the great healer, planet of illusion and delusion; and the moon, okay, our emotion, our emotional power. Okay, so swim in the possibilities, but don't sink in it because it's so emotional coming down off this full moon. Now, Thursday the 22nd is a little bit smoother day. Pay attention to what your heart is speaking to you, okay? Be careful with words as we start to move into Friday. Be careful because it's too easy to hurt each other with our words. And use this time to transform your inner dialogue with yourself, your inner conversation, okay? Now, the weekend is like, energy. Taurus weekend, moon in Taurus, starting on Friday the 23rd at 8 p.m. Kind of skipped over the Aries energy, didn't I? Skipped over that the moon moves into Aries on Wednesday the 21st, and then it will be there on the 22nd as the sun moves into Virgo. So we are moving into mutable Virgo season. Virgo is an earth sign, mutable earth sign, which means it's adaptable. Okay. Virgo loves to analyze. It's a great analyzer. It likes to find the most efficient, best way. Okay. So we move into Virgo sun on Thursday, the 22nd. And then by the 23rd, we'll have the moon moving into Taurus. So we'll have this beautiful Taurus weekend. So earth sun, earth moon. Okay. Very grounded. Enjoy a smoother day on Saturday. There's not many aspects to the moon that day, so it should be a little bit more chill. And Sunday, there is a beautiful trine with Venus. So enjoy it. Let's see what we've got. It's kind of almost like, I almost feel like this is like technically the last weekend of the summer before the responsibilities kick in. Let's see what you got for a card. Your first one is the moon. All right. During this full moon week, they're letting out a big howl. And so the moon in tarot is ruled by Pisces. We know we have a few planets in Pisces here. So this, water signs are the psychic signs. So the information is going to flow in through your body. And especially if you struggled on the full moon, if you had some breakups or, breakthroughs even can be positive, but they can still be like kind of shocking. So tend to feeling this week. Remember, Aquarius is the water bearer. They're a very logical air sign, but they're here to learn about emotions. Okay. So there is an opportunity for a lot of emotions this week. Learn from them. It also has mother vibes to it. Okay, and then your second card. So you have two major arcanas here because the moon is major arcana, major secret of life card. And then you've got justice, Libra energy. Okay, we're going to be making our way into Libra season shortly after Virgo season. Now, this is the scales of justice. Looks like the Wheel of Fortune is coming in the background. Okay, so this is a week. Justice is card number 11. Has a lot of themes of relationship because this is a Venus card and it's a 2. Okay, so you may have, I kind of got like serious mom vibes this week. I don't know, maybe your mom's in town or you're spending a lot of time with her. Make sure that you are advocating for yourself this week. Okay, have a good one. All right, we move into the week of Monday, 8/26, and I wrote down it's a social, sexy time. The sun is going to be trine, positive aspect to the planet Pluto all week. And yes, Pluto rules death and rebirth. Pluto rules power, other people's money and combined monies, okay? But it also rules sex. So you have this social energy of the moon being in Gemini, and then you've got this Pluto energy. So take advantage of this time, all right? Get out and about, socialize, and have fun with it. Tuesday, the 27th, we've got a square with Venus and Saturn and Neptune, okay? So it's easy to push for what you want, but really try to slow down, okay? Try to take it as slow as you can. And Wednesday, the 28th, you got something to celebrate on Wednesday, the 28th. Let me tell you, because Mercury Retrograde ends. Yes. On 5:14 p.m. on Wednesday, the 28th. Now, it's considered to still go into its shadow period afterwards. But the way that I look at it is that the retrograde ends, but the lessons continue until 9/11, because 9/11 is when the moon, or I'm sorry, when Mercury will be back to 4 degrees of Virgo, where Mercury retrograde started. Okay, so you still want to keep that notebook out. You still want to be paying attention to what's going on, because your answers are still going to come to you till 9/11. Okay, for all these themes of what's been going on since June. Let me make sure I have the right date. July 16th. Okay. Basically July 16th to September 11th. Now, Thursday the 29th, Venus enters the peacemaking sign of Libra, a Venus sign. So Venus is at home, exalted in its own sign of Libra, a sign of relationships, of contracts, of marriage, of property ownership, of balance, of justice. Okay. Now, that's on the 29th. Thursday, it's smoother energy and balance comes easier. When you look at the chart, there's like equal amounts of planets in each sign, each element. So fire, air, water, whatever the other one is I'm missing. And so it's really nicely balanced as Venus moves into the sign of balance. Okay. Now, Friday, the 30th, we have a beautiful trine with Saturn. The moon and Saturn and Neptune are trine. The moon will be in the sign of Leo after lunch, and it will be opposite Pluto. So I wrote down, your audience is awaiting you. Put on a good show. Okay, Leo, you're quite the performer. Now we move into a Leo weekend. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be trine Neptune, and Venus is going to be trine Uranus, which can make an opportunity for If you're single, like this is a good time to be mingling because Uranus is large groups of people and it's friends. Okay. Say goodbye to summer on the 1st. And, hopefully we'll still have some good weather, but summer kind of ends to me. Uranus retrograde begins. Pluto retrogrades back into the sign of Capricorn. Okay, we've been talking about this for a while. So, Capricorn, this is your final swipe of Pluto for the rest of your life. Okay, it will not be in your sign again in your lifetime because it's like 200 and something years till it comes back. So, Capricorns, pay attention to what's going on as the planet of transformation and change, power, sex, other people's money, combined monies moves back into your sign. Final cleanup. Pay attention to what's coming up for you. It will leave your sign on November 16th. Okay, and you could say goodbye to it. We are heading to a new moon in Virgo as we finish up the weekend of 8/31 and 9/1. And let's pull a few cards for this week. Let's see what we've got here as we say goodbye to summer. I'm so sad. Okay, technically it keeps going a little longer, right? Seasonally, but all right, we've got the Hanged Man here. He's locked in. He's like me complaining that I don't want summer to end. I want it to stay. Okay, this is Pisces energy. He's like locked and loaded in here. Okay. So there's not a lot of wiggle room. Okay. It's kind of like yin and yang vibe to this. This is a card of divine delay. It's kind of almost like enjoy the delay while it's here. And then you've got the 8 of Pentacles. They're building some structure here. 8 of Pentacles is usually a card of hard work. Okay. So he's building this doghouse. It looks like there's some gold in there. So things are paying off. This is kind of almost like work hard and then play or just rest hard. Okay. So make sure that you've gotten a lot of the rest that you need over the summer. If you haven't, please take some time out of your day to just linger, especially at the beginning of the week when it's Gemini energy and it's so social. And make sure you go for a swim. Make sure you just enjoy the beauty as the moon moves into Cancer on the 28th and 29th and 30th. That's a great time to get your watery activities in for the summer. Okay. So enjoy August. Enjoy Mercury retrograde. Don't worry about it. Just go with it. See what comes up. You might be surprised. You might be surprisingly happy at some of the things that come up. Just arrive for things a little bit early. Double check your directions. If you're traveling, triple check. And just accept the gifts that Mercury retrograde gives us, which is usually information. And so take it and run with it. Have a great month.